Ladies and gentlemen, another historic Street Fighter curse has been broken, and a lesson learned that sometimes legends are being formed in front of our very eyes, and we don't even realize it until it's undeniable. What am I talking about? Let me explain. See, over the last weekend, we had our next Capcom Cup qualifier. We've already had two Capcom Cup qualifiers into this 2024 CPT season, with, of course, Punk to God winning EVO to kick off the CPT season, then Mena RD winning Cream City Convergence over in Milwaukee to take the second qualifying spot. And the third spot is now up for grabs at UFA, Ultimate Fighting Arena in Paris, France. So players from all over the world have aligned and joined in Paris, France, in order to secure their spot into the Capcom Cup. And this tournament has been legendary for quite some time, having some of the most exciting matches and production in the business. One of the biggest events I recall from UFA was UFA 2022, one of the first big major tournaments post-COVID where offline competition and international competition actually occurred, where Ending Walker started his meteoric rise to fame and success in the fighting game community by winning the first major tournament post-COVID. Over some of the best players on the planet, like Punk the God and Angry Bird Valmaster, you see there in the background. Come to UFA 2023, not a premier event, not a qualifying Capcom Cup event, but this time in Street Fighter 6, Mr. Crimson from France secures the home turf and takes home the trophy, with Ending Walker getting second. And so this time, now we have players from all over the world fighting to compete for that singular Capcom Cup qualifying position. Remember, these premieres are winner take all. You get second, you go home with nothing. Back to the drawing board, try again. This is one of the 8 offline premier tournaments we have throughout the season. So the rest of the spots for qualification come from the regional online tournaments with World Warrior to secure 2 spots, or one to 2 spots per region for all of these players. So you have players like Big Bird, XiaoHai, Noah the Prodigy, Chris Huang, Amperor, Broski, Ending Walker, Kusanagi, Mr. Crimson, Tachikawa from Japan, NL out of Korea, Daigo, the Beast himself, and many, many more players are here under one roof to compete for one singular qualifying position. But before the main event gets underway, UFA also features a really fun 5v5 tournament, which features these team tournaments representing regions from around the world. So we have Team UK right here with Problem X, Ending Walker, Broski, Lex, and Link Nova. Super Stack team. I guess this confirms that Lex is officially UK. You know, he's been competing in the UK scene for so long. He's had such a streak of strong performances, starting with getting 3rd place at EVO Japan at the beginning of the year, and having a really good performance at Esports World Cup as well. So he's officially UK. They claimed him now. We also have teams like Team Asia, featuring the best from Korea, NL and Amperor, and of course Daigo the Beast, Goichi, and Tachikawa out of Japan. And then we have Team USA. Team World, sorry. Big Bird, Nephew, XiaoHai, Zhen, and Noah the Prodigy. Busted team. There wasn't enough USA players to actually comprise a whole 5-man team here. So Nephew and Noah got picked up for Team World. And speaking of Noah, he was off to an explosive start in this 5v5.
I mean,
well, basically we had Noah versus the entire country of Spain, where Noah here is going up against Sharon Papito. He was actually up 4-0, about to OCV the entire 5v5 team from Spain. And spoilers here, I'll go ahead and cut to the end here. He gets the job done. Noah, completely unstoppable in the first round of the 5v5, takes down Spain single-handedly. And he was on a hot streak for a while. He then goes on to call out all of France. He had a pre-game interview before going up against the French team in the next round, where he said, I want to take down all of France. They don't even have good players. I'm better than them. Players like Ending Walker and Problem X. So I think he might have got mixed up on his geography, but you know, the spirit is there. And then he was proving his point, taking out 2 of the first players on Team France before finally the reigning champion, Mr. Crimson himself, who's been holding it down for the French Street Fighter community for quite some time now, is usually their most dominant player and their most consistent representative on the world stage. Finally, someone takes Noah down. Noah's not going down without a fight, though. Gets the whip punish. But no level 3. I'm really surprised he didn't level 3 right there. Gets the challenge, confirms the level 3. And the pop off from Mr. Crimson. He's out of his chair. He's popping off of the crowd. He knows he's defending the home country. So Noah, his reign is finally stopped. France gets the win. But, you know, Team World had him covered. They eventually do fall to, I believe it was Big Bird who cleaned up the rest of the team. But then coming to the finals, it is Noah up against Team Asia in the finals. They keep opening up with Noah because Noah is super scary in any kind of team tournament format. And here we see Noah, he already had taken out NL, and now is closing out the set versus Goichi to go up 2-0 against Team Asia. And as the level 3 cinematics going on, you see Noah here in the top right corner. It's calling him out. It's popping off. He says, "You, Daigo." Yeah, there he is. Daigo, come on, let's go. And then the lore behind this moment is also revealed.
Is an absolute master. Is he still calling him out?
Yes!
Wow.
We are about to get Daigo. Listen, Noah came in and was like, I called Daigo out. You know, he left me on red. And then he tried again. He slid into these DMs. Was not even red. Not a thing. And now Daigo is like, all right, kids.
Noah slid into Daigo's DMs to try to hit him up maybe for some games and was left on red twice. So Noah finally has his chance to play. He says, "You, Daigo, I've been trying to play you. I've been trying to call you out. Let's go sit down. Time to play." So this is Noah's time to shine. And, you know, he almost succeeds. Here we have them both at 1-1 each. But Noah does not convert to the CA again. I don't know if that was his own strategic decision, but he could have canceled this medium knuckle into the CA to do a ton of damage and to kill more of the burnout timer. But he doesn't take the opportunity. Daigo with punishes with the OD fireball, and Daigo takes the set 2-1 last game, last round over Noah. But in the end, you know, Noah did his thing. He took out all of Spain, took out 2 of the French players, took out 2 of the Asian players. And then as we go, you know, Daigo beat Nephew, and then Big Bird cleaned up shop, and Team World ends up taking the 5v5. Kind of a busted team overall. And, you know, Team World, if it's a win for the world, it's a win for USA. We take those, baby. But that said, you know, I don't think Noah has anything to be ashamed of, because even after the tournament ended, Daigo posted this little photo montage here of the event, and included in that is the moment where Noah called out Daigo. He has the screen capture, the photo directly of Noah pointing to Daigo. If X would like to load the photo, this is the actual moment in the team tournament 5v5 where Daigo was called out by Noah the Prodigy. And, you know, it just goes to show how Daigo is still inspiring the young competitors of this generation in more ways than one, because as we get into the actual CPT event, the main tournament, we have another interesting tale here where Daigo actually ends up going to losers to Gaiman, which might sound strange to some of you, because if you remember, if you're a hardcore Street Fighter 4 head, you remember that Gaiman used to be Daigo's online tag. We have the post here from Damascus. Highlight of today at UFA, Gaiman99, who literally picked this name as a kid watching Daigo on Street Fighter 4. Daigo was playing online under the gamer tag Gaiman, beats Daigo in the CPT event. And here we have Gaiman popping off with Daigo in the background, literally doing the same Luke pose there that you see on the monitor. So we've gotten to the point in Street Fighter esports history where Daigo, the most famous and legendary Street Fighter player of all time, is competing in tournaments with people who used to watch him as a child, and are now at the point where they're strong enough to take sets off the beast himself. And you know what? Noah, people were clowning on Noah for calling out Daigo. Like, Noah's rambunctious and does kind of run his mouth a little bit. And sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, and that invites people to critique his behavior. Fair enough. I think he's hilarious, and I think he's, you know, he shows humility in defeat. He might have had the last laugh here, because in loser's bracket, you see Noah the Prodigy actually ends up eliminating Daigo 2-0. Daigo went on a great run after losing to Gaiman in bracket and took out a lot of strong names like Amperor and Akainu. Akainu, the best Guile player in France, before eventually falling to Noah the Prodigy in top 96. But we have other big matches from top 96. There's too many highlights to really call all of them here, so I'm going to pick some of my favorites here. Here we have Chris Wong going up against Broski in top 96 winners. Here, Broski is on set point, 1 game apiece, 1 round away from Broski putting Chris Wong to losers. Finds the drive rush confirmed. Goes for the sneaky command grab right when Chris Wong is coming out of burnout. Knew he wouldn't be ready for the command grab option, maybe looking for the DI, and then lands the final shimmy. And Broski with his Aki, puts Chris Huang, the Capcom Cup 2023 runner-up, one of the most consistent players, especially in Season 1 of Street Fighter 6, into the losers bracket. That is a huge win for Broski right there, so good stuff for him. But it doesn't end there. In the next round in winner's side, Broski is going up against XiaoHai, who is just off his win at Esports World Cup. He won the biggest prize so far in this season for Street Fighter 6, but XiaoHai still wants more. He's not satisfied with the 300 or 400K he got from Esports World Cup. He wants the million. He's still he has not secured his qualification spot because Esports World Cup was not part of the Capcom Pro Tour. So XiaoHai is fighting with the rest of them to earn his qualification into Capcom Cup. And here we have Broski once again on set point against XiaoHai. 1-1 apiece in terms of games. Has him poisoned in the corner. Secures the jump with the fireball read right there. And the sneaky DI meaty reset. XiaoHai was just not ready with the reaction. Full drive rush conversion into the level 3. And Broski puts XiaoHai, the Esports World Cup champion, into losers at UFA. Back-to-back, 2 huge back-to-back wins for Broski. So big shout-outs to Broski. Those are amazing wins for him. He also had a really good run in the team tournament under Team UK. He took a set off Daigo. He beat all of Team Belgium in some clutch OCV moments. So big shout-out to Broski. He was doing really good this event overall. But the upsets don't stop there. We also have Zangief Bolado against Big Bird. Big Bird, the EVO runner-up, second place at EVO, and one of the favorites to just take any tournament at this point in Street Fighter 6. People look to Big Bird as one of the strongest players in the world currently in Street Fighter 6, going up against Zangief Bolado out of Brazil. Now, some context here. Zangief Bolado has been a long-time Zangief main in Brazil. One of the best in Street Fighter 5 for a long time, and one of the best right now in Brazil with Zangief. He recently won one of their World Warrior events and is constantly terrorizing the Brazilian community with his Zangief. He was relatively or practically unseeded this tournament and ended up upsetting Amperor, who has been having a slew of amazing results. You know, Amperor out of Korea, really strong Ken player. Amperor was the #1 seed in that pool. I think Zangief Bolado was seed number 4. He ended up getting out of that pool in winners because I just feel like we're still not seeding players properly. If you were able to look up Zangief Bolado's results, he should have been seeded much higher than where he was. So he was put in a position where he had to cause major upsets early, and, you know, he didn't stop there after securing that first upset. Here he is on set point. You know, it's 1-1 apiece here in Big Bird versus Zangief Bolado, and it's over. You see here with both of them with level 3. You know, Big Bird just really needs to get a secured knockdown where he can activate level 2 or a single drive rush medium kick to combo into level 3 to get the kill. And Zangief Bolado knows that, so as soon as he blocks his crouching medium kick drive rush cancel, he is ready for the level 3, churns it out. Big Bird doesn't go for the bait, ends up going for the frame trap, eats the level 3, and Zangief Bolado puts Big Bird into losers in top 96. A huge upset, much even bigger than the Amperor one earlier on in pools. And one of the favorites to win the tournament already drops down to losers. And if we look at the rest of the bracket, as we wind things down, Zangief Bolado actually ends up making top 8 winners with Zangief over Lex, which is an amazing match. You should check out, you know, Lex versus Zangief. A lot of people actually claim that Zangief does decent against Guile with his anti-fireball tools in this version of Street Fighter, which I kind of agree to a degree, but it's still a very interesting match. Kusanagi ends up taking it over Broski. Valmaster, one of the mainstays in France, ends up taking over Bechlem. Bechlem actually put Problem X in losers earlier in a big upset as well. And then Hot Dog 29 secures top 8 winners as well over Alphen. Big Bird climbs through losers to secure top 8. XiaoHai still in there as well. Broski, after having such a great run, loses last game, last round to Problem X, and ends up dropping out at 9th place, but did major work this tournament. So big shoutouts to Broski. And Lex, continuing his consistency, secures top 8 as well. And then there we have it, the final bracket decided. And I just have to point out that in winner semifinals, we have Zangief versus Ryu. Kusanagi, not the Kusanagi from Mexico, who was in Capcom Cup and secured top 16 at Capcom Cup with his Ken. This is Kusanagi from France, a longtime French player, is now in top 8, playing Ryu against Zangief Bolado. And this might be a moment for Ryu mains who have been sticking with Ryu through thick and thin, to celebrate that finally a dedicated, loyal Ryu main is being rewarded. You know, he's definitely very buffed this patch. A lot of people were arguing that Ryu might be better than other Shotos, such as Ken or Akuma. I don't think he's better than Ken, but I do think Ryu is very good. And of course, historically, people have been fed up with longtime Ryu mains who are always bemoaning that their character is not viable. So on both sides of the fence here, we have people celebrating that Ryu is in top 8 winners for, you know, proving the down players wrong. And also longtime mains who are celebrating that their characters having more representation in top 8. But the funny thing about this is Kusanagi is not a longtime Ryu main. He's a Luke defactor. He played Luke in Season 1, and then towards, you know, the past couple months when Luke was severely nerfed after the Season 1 patch, he transferred over to Ryu, to greener pastures. So in some ways, you might take it from Kusanagi that he might think Ryu is actually stronger than Luke. And in fact, you can look at his results here. Kusanagi, while he was a really strong player in France during Season 1, you can see here, he finished ranked 12th in the World Warrior CPT circuit for France with Luke in Season 1. Towards the end of the season, he started to have better and better performances, including at the final CPT online event for the season, the auto qualifier event in France, which happened in December of last year, right before Capcom Cup. He ended up actually getting third with his Luke, so he was steadily improving his performance and his results, and nearly made it into Capcom Cup with his Luke. But as time wore on, the writing was on the wall, and you can see here he actually won the first World Warrior in France using a combination of Luke and Ryu, making one of the best players in France. And France is a really strong region. Players like Valmaster, Mr. Crimson, and others are consistently performing amongst the best in the world. And you can see here, Kusanagi is now leading in the leaderboard for that region. So currently, he's the #1 ranked player in France with Ryu. So to the French community, it's probably no surprise that he's in this position in top 8 winner side. But to others on the outside, it might look like an old school Ryu player somehow cracked into top 8 to fight Zangief of all characters. But this is still not a surprise if you know your history, because Kusanagi's been playing for quite some time. In fact, here's a clip of Kusanagi playing Seth in Street Fighter 4 at DreamHack Winter 13 back in, 2014, a decade ago, against GamerB, world-class Street Fighter 4 competitor GamerB. This is a major event here with international competition. Let's see what Kusanagi used to bring to the table. Gets the tech throw to SPD. Empty SPD. The mix has begun. The vortex with Seth. There's the fireball teleport. You guessed incorrectly, and that's going to be stunned in the next interaction. Another tick SPD. That's the stun for sure. And then he does not drop the combo. Nice and easy B&B. Kusanagi perfecting GamerB in a major tournament. And maybe you notice something here. Kusanagi looks like a little kid. And that's because he is. In this video, if the Liquipedia information is correct, this is 10 years ago. He's around 25, 26 now. He's 15 or 16 in this game right here, taking sets or games off of GamerB, one of the best Street Fighter 4 players, especially right now. His reign had just begun. GamerB was winning tournaments left and right across the world, across the planet at this time. And he goes on to lose his set 3-1, but he's in top 8 of a major tournament, taking games off GamerB, getting a perfect on him, in fact, in this set. So it shows that he's been putting in work for quite some time. And he goes even further back than that. Here's a high fight digging up a clip from an even earlier tournament in 2012. So this would be 2 years before this. So maybe he's 13 or 14 in this clip. He's just warming up in training mode at 13 or 14 years old. Infinite meter on, flexing his links and his FADC combos with Akuma right there in dead center. No input buffer, by the way. Remember, this is Street Fighter 4. Any links you do are, if they're one-frame links, they're one-frame. One-frame links do not exist in Street Fighter 6 under normal conditions. So that's the execution that he's working with. So he's been at this since a very young age and been playing for a very, 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 very long time. So into the match itself with that history explained to us, here we have Kusanagi going up against Zangief Bellotto. And Zangief Bellotto, in this moment, 2-1, 1 round apiece. Zangief Bellotto 1 round away from securing his position in winners finals of a CPT premiere with Zangief.
Very close, though.
Has Kusanagi in burnout. Kusanagi with the pressure. Goes for the cheeky trick. He does the light Hashogeki, -3, hoping that Zangief Bellotto goes to take his turn back and does the raw level 3 to bait out Zangief Bellotto's attack right there with his winner side tournament life on the line. Controls the corner. gets the whiff punish on the knee, and keeps himself into the set, tying it up 2-2. I mean, this was it's different when you do it in a ranked set. Listen, if you're a Ryu player and you're like, oh, I do that, I always do light Hashogeki on block into random level 3. Good for you. There's a much bigger deal. It's a much bigger and much more different situation to do this with literally your position in winners finals of a CPT Premier with world-class competition than to do it in a random ring set. This was so ballsy. He was for sure going to die, or one hit away. Like, I think a full optimized level 3 combo might have killed him in that situation. So that was a wild time to bust up the level 3, but he did what he had to do to stay alive and ties up the set 2-2. And then here we have this moment here. The final set here. Both of these players jockeying for position. Parries the overhead. Finds the backdash on the tick throw, but drops the punish. This punish right here, after reading the walk-up throw after the overhead, gets the stand likey driver's cancel. This was an easy combo into Hell Stab into Lariat, which for sure would have killed. And Zengi Bellotto just drops the combo, it appears, and ends up paying the price. Kusanagi goes on to set point when it should have been Zengi Bellotto's round. Then the fireball game here from Kusanagi. Extremely strong zoning patterns. Not scared of the Zangief level 2. He knows how to throw those fireballs effectively and to be aware of the reaction capability of his opponent. Catches him with a Hashogeki. Meaty jab. Mashing the ODDP. Kusanagi's offense is just so oppressive. Always willing to steal turns. Finds the DP after the poke into the level 3. One interaction away. And the meaty overhead secures it. That combo drop definitely came back to haunt Zengi Bellotto as Kusanagi takes advantage of the drop, converts it to a round, and converts that round to a win to have Ryu in winners finals of a CPT Premier event for the first time in what feels like decades. And it should legitimately be 8 years. 8 years. And as we move on to the top 8, Valmaster ends up kind of smoking hot dog with his Chun-Li. You know, that's his signature character for decades as well, since Street Fighter 4 at this point. Lex ends up being eliminated by Problem X. Lex and Problem X went back and forth at the Esports World Cup trading sets, with Problem X taking the last one. And now Problem X seems to have the download. 3-0 Problem X with his M. Bison over Lex, which takes us to the next losers match, XiaoHai versus Big Bird. This is huge. No one expected these two players to be in losers for top 8. If anything, these were the two players predicted to be in grand finals, two of the highest seeds in this whole tournament. But instead, one of them is being eliminated at 7th place. You can't do anything about it. The Esports World Cup champion and the EVO 2024 runner-up here. So how does the match go? Well, I'll cut to the chase here. We have XiaoHai up 2-0 over Big Bird. A round apiece. Big Bird trying to stay alive. Look at the whiff punish on the heavy kick with M. Bison into the bomb plant. Finds the meaty throw. Gets the meaty crush and light kick. Converts into the full combo. Bomb planted. One interaction away. He finds the whiff punish once more into the Psycho Crusher to activate the bomb. This is beyond dead. So much damage on that raw unscaled button into OD Psycho Crusher to pop the mine. Clean footsies and whiff punishes to convert into huge damage with M. Bison. And XiaoHai takes it kind of in cruise control. 3-0 over Big Bird. And we're starting to see a trend here. I'm starting to wonder if, like, the theory of M. Bison being a counter to Rashid is really holding true. We also saw XiaoHai have a really dominant performance over Gachikun in Esports World Cup as well. So we're starting to see a trend here of M. Bison actually bringing or ending the reign of Rashid, because I think Rashid is probably the best character in the game, but M. Bison definitely has something to say about that. And therefore, we have our bracket at this point. After that set, Hot Dog ends up losing to Problem X in the M. Bison mirror. Problem X restoring himself as the superior M. Bison player. And then we have Zengi Bellotto up against XiaoHai. So, how does it go? Well, here we have each player with one game apiece. Zengi Bellotto in burnout in the corner, trying to stay alive for this round. Fighting for any opening. Whiffs the SPD, doesn't get punished for it. The Tundra Storm! And XiaoHai can't help but sister kicks straight into it, but it doesn't matter. He ends up getting the DI anyways to secure the round. And that's the only highlight I have of the set. XiaoHai puts it back together and ends up cleaning up shop here 3-1. But Zangief Pilato, he did his thing. He took Zangief to a premier top 8, had lots of amazing wins, and also landed Tundra Storm in tournament of a premier. So shout out to Zangief Pilato. Shout outs to the Brazilian Street Fighter community. You guys are amazing. One of the strongest and best communities in the world, and you guys should be very proud. But the tournament continues on from this point forward. And now we have winners finals, Kusanagi versus Valmaster, an all-French affair in this winners finals. So both players are very proud to be representing their home country and defending their home turf, but only one of them can make it into the grand finals. So who's it going to be? Well, spoilers. Kusanagi up 2-0 right now over Valmaster. He finds the perfect parry to try to turn this around and bring this to a 2-1 deficit. But wake up level 3 Kusanagi. He knows when to swing for the fences. He's landed so many Rago level 3s so far in these highlights, and the trend continues here. Even though Kusanagi gets checked, he's mashing DP. Valmaster went for a little bit of a greedy overhead reset, secures the chip on this, and the last second shimmy. Wow, so much happened so quick there. This driver's check from Valmaster, by the way, was amazing, but starting with a light plus driver scaling, even though Valmaster builds the level 1 during this, it's not going to be enough damage to kill, so he ends up going to the stance overhead. But, you know, Kusanagi is well aware. He's mashing OD DP that whole time. And then the chip he secures from the plus frames when Valmaster's in burnout with the OD Hashogeki does enough chip to put him in range where a throw will kill. And look at how subtle. I mean, this is just such a subtle little walk forward, walk back. Baits out the throw tech from Valmaster. And Ryu is now in grand finals winner's side of a CPT premier event piloted by an ex-Luke player, Kusanagi. Wow. History is being made before our eyes. But now we have loser semis, and we have Problem X going up against XiaoHai, and these two did play at Esports World Cup. It actually went last round between these two. Problem X almost put a premature stop to XiaoHai's victory at Esports World Cup. They played an M. Bison mirror in that event. So what does XiaoHai go with this time? His old main, Cammy. So at this point in this tournament, he played Ken against Broski, then mostly M. Bison for the rest of his opponents, and then also Cammy. He's brought 3 characters to this tournament up until this point. So how does he do with this Cammy? We can see here, it's set point for XiaoHai, 2-1 in the set. You see Problem X here. He's paralyzed. XiaoHai, known for having the best reactions in the business with that level 3. People are so scared to do anything against XiaoHai, but he just whiffs the drive reversal on Wake Up. Not sure what he was looking for there. A really preemptive drive reversal from Problem X. And it just gives XiaoHai the jump in to take the set over Problem X in this exchange here. But really, the main point of this is these players are terrified. XiaoHai, for years now, especially starting back in the Street Fighter 4 days, his KOF days, has been known for having probably the best reactions on the planet. He will raw super or raw DP whatever move you try to throw at him. So Problem X, he was feeling the heat here, unsure of what to do. Even busted out the drive rush whiff grab to bait out a whiff punish or a premature reversal option from XiaoHai, but it was to no avail. XiaoHai cleans up and moves on to losers finals, where he goes up against Valmaster. So Valmaster now trying to defend his spot in the Capcom Cup, trying to qualify to represent France once again. He was the other qualifier from France along with Mr. Crimson last year, and has historically represented France consistently throughout the years in Capcom Cup. He finds himself up 2-0 and on set point against XiaoHai in losers finals. And I want you to recognize this position here. Valmaster has level 3, XiaoHai only 1 super meter to his name, down to almost 50% life, no rounds to speak of, 1 round away from being eliminated after making a legendary run in losers after being sent to losers by Broski in the early part of top 96. And let's see how this plays out.
This is personal.
Valmaster trying to control space, throws 1 too many fireballs. OD Cycle Crusher gets through. Valmaster holding up on Wake Up, it appears, gets the meaty XiaoHai to plant the bomb. Baits out the Wake Up air legs. Valmaster was looking for an offensive throw and gives XiaoHai the easy confirm to level 2. He's not messing around. He's not risking it. He spends the bar. He maybe could have killed the stand heavy punch into level 1. And XiaoHai fights off being eliminated for at least 1 more round. But here we have the next round. And I want you to take a look at this position as well. Valmaster working on a perfect. XiaoHai at like 40% life. In a combo. Drive meter almost just barely over 3 bars. Valmaster has level 3 available. XiaoHai only 1 super meter to his name. So, from this position, let's see how it plays out.
This is crazy. 20
Next
seconds
hit
on the clock.
wins.
Valmaster ends up not spending his level 3 on that combo. Whiffs the fireball as XiaoHai reacts to it with the OD Cycle Crusher and steals the round. I mean, I don't know why earlier on when I took that freeze frame, he didn't spend the level 3. XiaoHai would have been below 3 bars of drive meter, so he couldn't really use drive rush cancel. Near burnout, Valmaster with full drive meter. Instead, they go back to neutral. XiaoHai works on nearly timing out Valmaster and then reacts to the fireball, which is very easy for M. Bison to do with OD Cycle Crusher to confirm into level 3, and ends up with XiaoHai taking a game, making it 2-1 in a position where I strongly feel Valmaster should have won this set right here. Spent level 3, he would have been 1 interaction away from killing XiaoHai. I think this was either an execution or decision-making error. I really feel like the lack of level 3 spend cost him dearly for this game. But it's still a 2-1 position. Let's see how it plays from here on out. Unfortunately, it's not looking good. XiaoHai, 1 interaction away from bringing this to a tied position. XiaoHai eats the level 3 here. Valmaster spends it just to recover his own burnout timer. But he's not quite out of burnout. Gets the fireball in there. OD legs, +1 on block and burnout, and XiaoHai challenges with the jabs to read the walk up. So yes, this OD legs right here, this is indeed actually plus on block. Normally it's -3 on block, but because of the +4 frames of advantage in burnout, it is +1. He tries to use that advantage to walk in, I believe, for a throw. XiaoHai challenges, +1 is plus, but it's not that plus. You get to do an immediate jab to take your turn back if you want to, lock them down. XiaoHai reads that he's going to overextend and ends up getting the jab confirmation to tie up the set 2-2. And here we have the final game. XiaoHai on set point when it was looking like Valmaster was absolutely going to secure the win. Here Valmaster's in the corner, finds a low forward drive rush, plants the bomb, whiffs a throw, but it doesn't matter. And Valmaster tries the wake up drive rush cancel from the crouching medium kick, but loses track of the bomb timer and just eats the bomb and dies and loses a set that was nearly mathematically his. It was absolutely his set to lose, especially after that position when he secured this level 3 and didn't spend it. I'm absolutely shocked he didn't spend level 3 here. I feel like this was absolutely going to put him near burnouts and a few sequences away from securing the set. But instead, XiaoHai showing his clutch factor, reminiscent of how he did it at Esports World Cup. Remember, Hikaru was about to eliminate XiaoHai in the 1-to-5 segment in top 8. And I believe it was 4-1 or 4-0, and XiaoHai brought it all the way back against Hikaru. Nerves of Steel, KOF 2024 EVO champion, many EVO champions in KOF, Esports World Cup champion. This guy has been in high-pressure situations his whole life competing, ever since he was a little kid, as the name itself means, right? XiaoHai means little kid. He told everybody that in his acceptance speech, his award speech at Esports World Cup. And now the world knows his name and its meaning, and he is that kid for sure, even at his age. But with this win, XiaoHai now moves into grand finals from the loser's position to go up against the other French hero, Kusanagi. And we have Kusanagi from France competing here on the big stage at UFA in Paris with Ryu going up against XiaoHai. 2 players that both started playing from a very young age, 2 players that have been around the block. But the difference here is Kusanagi absolutely knows and respects XiaoHai. Kusanagi has been watching XiaoHai play for years, ever since he was a young child. All these players in his path, many of these players are players that he's looked up to and respected and revered since he was a much younger player, and it's worked so long to get to this position. Meanwhile, XiaoHai, he's been in this position many times, many championships to his name, but only one of them will earn the Capcom Cup qualification. So, let's get into the games. First game here, a round apiece. Kusanagi goes for the overhead reset, but, you know, XiaoHai's reactions are too good. He'd never get opened up by a drive rush overhead. His reactions are too on point, except on the next attempt. Kusanagi goes again for the drive rush overhead, and this time the dome is not protected. It is cracked open. First game goes to Kusanagi with the overhead combo to the level 3 finish. Now we have game 2. Round apiece once again between these two players. XiaoHai trying to tie up the set. Drive rush cancel from the crouching medium kick is denied. He does the OD DPOS to defend against any extensive offensive options. Double drive rush cancel to burn himself out. Goes for the shimmy, but ends up just accepting the throw. The trade on the Hashogeki gives him the corner. Jump back. Backdash. Forces the whiff out of the dive kick into the whiff punish, into the level 3, and Kusanagi, with a brilliant play, goes up 2-0 over XiaoHai. I mean, look at the spacing here. This is amazing. I love this sequence of decision-making here from Kusanagi. After the OD dive kick, this is absolutely going to be a lot of plus frames for XiaoHai. He's in burnout. OD dive kick is already more plus to begin with. So he goes for the jump back option, which is risky. XiaoHai can whiff this throw and probably still level 3 to punish if he's ready for it. But it avoids the back throw into the corner, which would almost certainly mean death in this position. So jumps away from the throw, backdashes as well to be out of range for any more offensive sequences. Sees the whiff of the dive kick. XiaoHai was trying to steal some more plus frames right there with that quick dive kick and gets the whiff punish to the level 3 confirmation. It's an amazing sequence of defensive decision-making right there, and converting on it as well. Puts Kusanagi up 2-0, winner side of Grand Finals, over XiaoHai. And here we have this position here. Kusanagi at tournament point. XiaoHai with a round on the board, trying to stay alive in this bracket. Kusanagi trying to win his first major tournament and earn his first ever qualification into Capcom Cup. XiaoHai has the throw. Perfect parry through the fireball. Gets the corner confirmation. We have a throw. We have 1. We have 2. Do we get 3? We get 3. What decision are you going to make? He goes for shimmy on the fourth interaction, but gets another throw. Goes for it in the end. Wake up DP finally from Kusanagi to get XiaoHai off of him. And then there are the reactions from XiaoHai. He whiffs the Hashogeki. Doing Hashogeki whiff is really strong to bait up parries. You can see here that XiaoHai parried this initial fireball. Ryu players will whiff Hashogeki because it looks like a fireball startup. If you tap parry once again in order to parry the fireball, they can then do empty drive rush and then throw you for whiffing your parry. XiaoHai, aware of this option, instead is just buffering level 3 to get a guaranteed punish on any fireball or Hashogeki, and closes out that round and stays alive in this bracket. But, you know, he's not out of the water yet. Kusanagi still very close to taking his first premiere. Here we have XiaoHai on the back foot here, knockdown, low in drive meter, but a round up in this 2-1 situation. Level 3 on the board of XiaoHai. You hear the commentator saying, don't test his reactions. DP there. Good awareness on the jump situation. He's buffering. He's buffering. Don't do it. Don't do it. He did it. He did it. XiaoHai, known for his incredible reactions, is sending the warning signals. This is the warning sign. This is the body language. You know, this is the predator baring the teeth. This is the cobra flaring its neck and standing up. This is the rattle of the snake. That teabag motion is him inputting the quarter circle forward, preemptively buffering the motion input for that level 3, saying, I dare you, I double dog dare you, I triple dog dare you, throw that fireball. You will pay the price, and the price he did pay. XiaoHai gets that reaction level 3 and ties up the set 2-2. We are in the final game of the first set of Grand Finals. One way or the other, we're getting a reset, or we're having a brand new champion in the world of Street Fighter. XiaoHai now on reset point. Kusanagi fighting from a deficit. XiaoHai gets in for the grab in the corner. Meaty pressure. Gets the throw on the parry. Gets 2. We saw a throw loop situation last time. We got 3. We got 4. He goes for the 4th. The backdash escapes the situation. but he checks the extra dash forward as Kusanagi tries to steal some frames. We have a reset. Now, in this position, it would be very easy to crumble. XiaoHai went to losers early, fought valiantly to get into the top 8, fought hard to make it through to grand finals on loser side, and now has reset the bracket. The stamina is remarkable. But on Kusanagi's side, you know, he had so much momentum going into this. A really strong performance against Zengi Pilato, then ends up dominating its Valmaster and was up 2-0 against XiaoHai on winner's side before losing 3 in a row. Losing that kind of momentum and that kind of advantage can be devastating for a player, especially one who hasn't found himself in a situation with pressure this high. So, we'll see how he handles this Grand Finals reset. As we get into the first game, around a piece, signs of life from Kusanagi, showing he's not out of the game yet. He actually has the lead in this round. XiaoHai in the corner, basically one touch away from going down in the Grand Finals reset. Fighting out of the corner, finds the buffer into the crouching medium punch. Kusanagi just kind of walks forward into it. You know, XiaoHai just placing that really strong crouching medium punch out there, buffering dry rush cancel behind it. Put himself in burnout though. Kusanagi is alive. Doesn't get the Shoryuken. Even Yipes called it out on the commentary. He was trying to summon it into existence. At this angle, even if Cammy went for a dive kick, once she went over a certain arc, it was a guaranteed DP no matter what XiaoHai did. Kusanagi just not quite ready after showing so many strong anti-airs this whole set. Allows the empty jump into crouching medium punch. XiaoHai now has won 4 games in a row over Kusanagi and goes up for the first time in this grand final set. XiaoHai is now officially in the lead. So we go into the next game of this set. Kusanagi still fighting back, showing resilience. Has XiaoHai in the corner again with a similar lead in this round. Finds the stagger jabs to the knockdown. Jump Tatsu in front into the corner for massive plus frames. Finds a conversion from OD Fireball into the donkey kick into the level 3. Massive damage on this one. One throw away from doing it to tie up the set. Walk up overhead. Tries for another one. Eats the driver's cancel side swap from XiaoHai. Finds another shimmy interaction, but gets checked on the pressure. And we have a tied set. 1-1. Kusanagi versus XiaoHai. Now we have another game with both players with a round on the board. Even in this round. Baits out the DP. Look at the opening. As I mentioned before, he does Hashogeki here to bait out the parry. XiaoHai expecting a fireball there, was looking for maybe like perfect parry drive rush OS through the Hashogeki. Then Kusanagi sees that he baited the parry, walks up. He could have got a guaranteed throw here, but he did a little walk back here. He wasn't quite ready for it. So as he walks up and realizes he's not going to get the guaranteed throw, he just blocks last second, maybe going for a shimmy attempt because he realized he wasn't going to get the guaranteed throw. Maybe that was a shimmy, trying to bait out a throw tech. And then XiaoHai just lets the DP rip. He blocks it, and this is going to hurt. Ryu does chunky damage into the corner. Counter hit confirmation, knockdown. Gets the drive rush meaty, which gives him the plus frames. Immediate reset from Kusanagi. Gets the stun combo, and he is going to drop. Ooh, spooky. Spooky. In burnout against XiaoHai. Plus frames. He challenges. Doesn't get the confirmation, but gets the throw reset. That was definitely a scary situation. I'll explain what I think happened here. This reset was absolutely disgusting, by the way. Really nasty stuff here. If we pay attention to Kusanagi's meter here and the action he took, I believe he thought he was going to build the level 2. He has 1 bar super meter right here. It's about to build level 2. And I think he wanted this crouching fierce punch to build level 2 and combo into the level 2. But regardless, you do it with heavy punch, you're going to get a heavy Hashogeki, which is plus regardless. So it kind of like option selects both options. But I think he wanted to do level 2 if possible. Because if he had converted to level 1, I don't believe he would have had a combo that could have killed with the level 1. It would have been close. And I think Kusanagi was between these variables. Should I build meter for level 2? Should I go for level 1? I was a complex decision tree for optimizing this touch rate here with the stun. So ends up working out for Kusanagi. He recovers from the scramble and goes up 2-1 over XiaoHai, back in the lead in grand finals in France, in his home country, against one of the best players in the world who just came off one of the biggest wins in Street Fighter history. Here we have this next game. Kusanagi up in the round, has XiaoHai in the corner, low and dry meter, about a quarter of life remaining. Finds the Shoryuken. Meaty fireball combos into the crouching medium punch, into the DI reset. This sequence was gnarly. He could have got a guaranteed combo. He didn't expect this all to combo, but this meaty fireball was so juicy. But XiaoHai was not ready for the DI. And we are on a final round situation here, potentially. Kusanagi starts the round with drive rush into crouching medium kick, drive rush cancel, finds the frame trap into the corner. And we have a throw. We have 2 throws. We have 3 throws. We have 4 throws. We have 5 throws. We have 6 throws. We have 7 throws attempted in a row. Finally, XiaoHai wakes up, but then Kusanagi wakes up in return with the ODDP. He starts the round with drive rush to crouching medium kick, drive rush cancel, secures the frame trap, throw loops him to death, gets knocked down, immediately wakes up DPs, and Kusanagi from France, originally playing Luke, switching to Ryu, gets the job done, qualifies for Capcom Cup, and takes a spot over XiaoHai in explosive fashion. I mean, this sequence right here, it definitely caused a lot of discourse on Twitter. He saved this throw loop for the very last interaction. He wasn't really going for this pure throw loop situation before on XiaoHai, and ironically enough, call back to how the bracket was reset, XiaoHai was throw looping Kusanagi in return. We saw the same thing 3 to 4 throws in a row. Kusanagi just took it all the way to its logical conclusion. And finally, XiaoHai risked it when the final throw would kill. And then Kusanagi was not put off by that immediate DP. Amazing way to end this tournament. Explosive and absolutely well-deserved from Kusanagi as he punches his ticket into Capcom Cup. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is historic for many reasons. Because we have a Ryu, not just in Capcom Cup, because Ending Walker managed to do that in the previous year of Capcom Cup, Season 1 of Street Fighter 6. He won his World Warrior regional finals with Ryu, and then used a combination of Ryu and DJ in Capcom Cup. But this is the first time that Ryu has won a major event, a major CPT event of that scale, since Tokido in 2016 winning Southeast Asia Majors in Season 1 of Street Fighter V. It has been 8 years since we've seen Ryu in a first-place position like this. But even more legendary than that is the fact that we have legends being formed in front of our eyes every day. Remember, Kusanagi, he wasn't a secret. He wasn't training in the dark. He wasn't the unknown talent. He played his heart out ever since he was a child. We had witnessed, whether we knew it at the time or not, a young man writing his own legend, where he used to idolize these players, compete amongst them, trained for years. Even when he wasn't dominating in the French scene, he continued to work hard, continued to improve his results, and now he has, punched his ticket in Capcom Cup and earned his right to compete amongst the legends that he used to watch years before. And that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you thought about UFA, what you thought about Ryu winning a major tournament, what you thought about Kusanagi and his amazing run. And that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.